Africa. This is Africa. This is Africa. Go fight for the land. Go fight for the land. Go come defend the land. Yeah, fight your fellow black. Fight your fellow brother, sister. Where do you want us to get stand? We have been here more than 35 years. We are Africa. This is our continent. We are Africa. This is our continent. Yes, we are Africa.
Hello, my people. Today we are looking at the impact of mass migration within Africa. You know what I mean? I'm not talking about, I'm talking about Africa migrating from one African country to the other, in mass. You know what I mean? This is what I'm looking at. I'm not looking at in Africa traveling like abroad. You know what I mean? And number one is that I don't think that mass migration within Africa is good. It's a good thing, I'm not saying like this is not. I'm not trying to downplay like Africa should travel around the African continent with ease, But when we talk about mass migration, is people leaving their own country, their native country, and they go and settle in another person's land, people's land, and sometimes it can be because of maybe war or conflict in their homeland that's made them to leave, and that one is understandable. But what is not understandable is for like massive amount of people to just troop and settle in another African countries. And before I even talk about African countries, I'm gonna say that the African countries, we have the boundaries we have today in Africa was imposed in Africa. It's not these boundaries, these countries we have in Africa, they're not created by Africans. They are imposed on Africa by our colonizers. You know what I mean? Having said that, the impact of mass migration within Africa, why is not good? I'm gonna give you some reason. Because there's no way you look at it that you're gonna say there's no big negative effect on it. Because when some people mass migrate to a different place, what happened? The culture of these people that welcome them, some cases, what are they gonna do with time? As those people that mass migrated becomes powerful more than the locals that welcome them, what are they gonna do? The next thing they're gonna do is they're gonna dominate these people, take away their culture, and subjugate their culture. I'm not talking about like even treating the people. I'm just talking about on cultural level. You know what I mean? How they're gonna take over and impose their own culture in those people. Like I'm gonna give you an example. Like if you go to the northern Nigeria, for instance, we have the Hausas there, and we have the Fulanese that mass migrated to their land. Today, as I'm talking to you today, the dominant culture there is now the Fulani culture. You know what I mean? They have totally dominated the Hausas, even though the common language there is the Hausa language. But this is the only thing that left for the indigenous people of Hausa in Nigeria. You know what I mean? They have dominated them, and there's no way there's no way to reverse it back. That's why mass migration within Africa is not good, even though it can be tolerated if it's war that makes people to mass migrate. And when it's war like that, people still gonna have a way to return to their place. They're gonna be open to return to their place, because you see what is happening in South Africa today. Even though what is happening in South Africa is not even mass migration, because when you look at the percentage of Africans in South Africa, they're not even up to 1% of South Africans. Non-indigenous Africans are not up to 1%. I'm talking about the Africans. I'm not talking about the Indians, the Europeans, or the Chinese there. You know what I mean? But their own case is different because it's not their case is not a case of mass migration. Their case is case of xenophobic. You know, they don't want to see other African because they think they are poor. They're not opening companies for them. They want people to come there, to come to their country, the Chinese or the Europeans or the Indians, and open companies and employ them. Because this is their mentality. Their mentality is about work. You know, they don't have mentality about can we open our own company and manage our stuff by ourselves, because they're used to people managing their their economy for them, managing their country for them. That's what it is, you know. But we're not talking about that one. But I'm just talking about mass migration in general in within Africa is not good. You know, because there's even when you look outside Africa and see how people mass migrated before, you look at what's happened in Brazil, in America, in Australia, you know, a lot of places people mass migrated, they go there and dominate. They dominate and take over the place. That's why, you know, it's always people have to be cautious in promoting mass migration, you know, mass migration, you know. And when I talk about mass migration, is mass when people go and settle. I'm not talking about people that leave and go back home. That's different. It's a different ball game. Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel and like our video.